Fun times at J-ROYL. I got a box from Fragrance Buy. I think it's about time I do one of these unboxing first impression videos. So just to start things off, guys, I'm James from J-ROYL, and this is a channel all about fragrances or cologne or perfume, as you may know it. The term fragrances just encompasses everything related to putting a scent on yourself. I mainly talk about fragrances that I tend to wear, which is more masculine leaning fragrances or some unisex fragrances. This haul from fragrancebuy.ca is an interesting mix of old favorites and new discoveries. And when I mean old, I really mean old, because in this first box of these 5 fragrances that I got, this is one that I think a lot of you guys in my age bracket or even higher will know, and it's Youp Homme or Jupe. Now this is a fragrance that was dominating the clubs back in the day. Almost smells like cough syrup, or lean as the kids like to say. But some would argue that this is the original Santal. It has that sweetness to it, and you can tell by the color, it kind of gives it away. It's very likable, but very powerful and obnoxious, and it smells like a chemical would. This is not a fragrance for the subtle person, but I sort of wanted to pick this one up and relive it. I don't necessarily think it's a fragrance for anyone to just go and get. There are better options out there, like Mont Blanc Individual, which is also pretty cheap. This one's really cheap. If you spend a bit more money with this guy, you'll probably have an overall better experience. But if you used to wear this, don't forget about the good old days, right? You know how well it worked back in the day. Another one that I really wanted to revisit is Encore Noir Sport. Lovely box, nice color scheme, and then the fragrance inside, Encore Noir Sport. All right. So this fragrance isn't totally as sporty as you think, because fragrances that have sport in the name usually insinuate that they're maybe lighter, aquatic, perhaps a citrus-based fragrance, something that you would wear when you're sporting. This sport fragrance, however, although a little bit more sporty than the original Encore Noir, it definitely smells like the color inside. It smells like ink, like a ballpoint pen exploded in your nose. But you're also walking through a luscious bog of some sort. And that's because the inky quality comes from a very earthy vetiver note. And if you don't know what vetiver smells like, it's essentially a root. It's sort of a mixture of damp, earthy soil mixed with a fresh tree-like green quality. This is a fragrance that has phenomenally good value. It's very affordable. It's maybe 30 or 40 bucks on Fragrance Buy right now. And that's Canadian silly dollars. But for the fragrance lovers out there that enjoy vetiver, that enjoy earthy notes, that want something that'll be really good on a rainy day or in the spring, Encore Noir Sport is one of my highest recommendations for vetiver-based fragrances. You don't need to get the Tom Ford Gray Vetiver. That one's a little summery and citrus dominant. This one, not very summery, but very, very cool, by the host of Lalique. Now this is one that has been requested by a lot of you guys, so I decided to fulfill that request. Invictus Legend. I have not smelt this yet, and I'm kind of curious if it's any different than the original. I no longer have Invictus, and if you guys have been watching my videos, I just did the Hoes. I just did the Scent of the Week video, Rasasi Hoes. I was corrected on how to pronounce it, which sort of smells like it was made by Paco Rabanne. But does Invictus Legend smell any different? First impression. Boom. Okay. Opening's not good. I feel like my nose is just totally rejecting it. Not a huge fan, but that's just my first impression, honestly, guys. So I might give this a wearing or two and just review it later on my Instagram if you're a little more curious about my detailed thoughts of this one. Next up, we have a classic cheapie, none other than Ellis 360 Red. This is probably my 3rd bottle of this fragrance, and then I kind of missed it, you know? Maybe it's the bottle. So what's interesting to me is I just finished wearing Acqua di Gio Profumo for a whole week, and immediately upon first spray, I don't recognize this fragrance as being an Acqua di Gio flanker. It's of course fresh aquatic with a bit of citrus, but it doesn't immediately jump out at me as, oh yeah, it's Acqua di Gio. The opening on this is better than Invictus Legend, but then again, the Invictus kind of smells pretty decent now after like 5 minutes. There's almost a green quality to it, like it has a tiny bit of an Alien Man fusion feel. But Perialis 360 Red is a fragrance that I will continue to recommend for anyone starting out with fragrances. The value is really good. It's very cheap. You can get a big old bottle. That might make you a bit sus because it looks a bit sus.
He needs some milk!
But definitely the most exciting fragrance in this little fragrance buy haul. It's by the house of Aqua de Parma from the Blue Mediterranean line. One of my favorite lines, one of my favorite houses, and it's Shinato de Liguria. Shinato de Liguria, dude. Any Italians out there that want to correct my pronunciation, go ahead. Only if you're Italian, okay? I need some legit help.
Some milk!
This is gonna be my first impression of this one. Running out of skin here. I went from designer to mega cheapy to this. Citrus, spiciness, very zesty. Has a lovely kick to it that I don't really get in a lot of the other citrus fragrances of this line. It smells really great. It's a little aromatic. It's not just juicy citrus. It actually smells like peel, like orange peel. I'm not sure what Shinato is, to be completely honest. I'm assuming that's what the fragrance is supposed to be like. But what I get is orange peel, but kind of green, and it has a lot of zest to it that almost gives it this spicy quality. There could be some pepperiness in here as well. I don't know, but I like it so far. It doesn't smell redundant. It doesn't smell like they're just trying whatever. It seems purposeful. Not quite a love at first sniff, but still pretty impressed. What's amazing about fragrancebuy.ca is the prices are amazing, the service is great, the shipping is fast, the selection is amazing, and they're brand new fragrances. You don't have to go secondhand or anything like that. These fragrances were good pickups for the most part, although I kind of resent you guys for making me get Invictus Legend because I thought I was done with that house. Oh, and by the way, guys, I actually just broke my most expensive camera lens. So if you want to check the very last video I filmed with this thing, you can check out my scent of the week video where I just wore Acqua di Gio Profumo for the entire week. Very sad about this, but I'm gonna put a smile on. You know what? Get your own opinion.